Welcome back to AFTV, everyone. It's been announced. Finally. No, look, we're over the moon. It's been announced. Jurrien Timber is a gunner, officially. We kind of knew it. We knew it without knowing it. Now we know it. We've seen all the evidence, actual photos, not the Photoshop ones that Turkish loves to make. The actual photos, the actual nice, proper pictures. We've seen, I was just watching a little video of Edu greeting him at the airport. There's lots of content already on the Arsenal website, as you'd expect. He's a gunner. He's ours. Jurrien Timber.
It's about time. About time.
Yeah.
In my head, he was already an Arsenal player.
I know.
I know everyone was waiting for the announcement. I wonder, what was up with the announcement? I mean, it's a nice little clip, but did they really wait a couple of weeks for that? I don't understand what the whole delay was about. But he's here. He's signed. We've seen the pictures. We've got a little clip out of it. We got some Be Real. I don't know. I've just found out what Be Real is. But yeah, Timber's a gunner.
I can't believe you didn't know what Be Real was.
Bro, I'm not a social media guy like
No,
that.
I don't have it either. On my life, if you type Be Real into my phone, you won't find it. But it's like a big thing. A lot of people have it.
30 plus, so it's like you're the generation after mine.
I guess.
This is your world.
I feel like it's still, I think it's a generation even below mine.
Okay.
Like, I think it's like, I don't know. Anyway, not for me. But
It's basically a FaceTime screenshot. That's what it is.
It's
a FaceTime screenshot. These man waited 2 weeks to do a FaceTime screenshot. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's all right. Go check out our welcome video out on the channel now, where Cecil does some digging. He infiltrates the United View studios, and he comes out with everything you need to know about Jurrien Timber, and he sings a little bit, but we won't say much more. Go check that out. Look, he's an Arsenal player. He's going to wear number 12. I don't know if we were going to get this announcement today, and then we saw Cedric's performance yesterday, and they thought, right.
He rushed it.
Announce
Get that FaceTime screenshot and put it out. Be Real.
It's just quickly, yeah. Well, which one is it? The volume button and the lock. Yeah. Okay, there you go. No, we're being harsh, but whatever. He's ours. I actually like the little. I mean, they had him on like a chair, didn't they, with like a little kind of setup and whatever. That was cool. I liked his line in that video about it had to be a club that played the right way. And, you know, cool, where that's come from the heart, he's been told to say it, I don't really care. I do think that's actually a big part of why there's a lot of thumbs up for this transfer. I think, obviously, from Arsenal fans, Timber himself, I think Ajax and Ajax fans are very happy for him going to Arsenal. I think that's a move they're happy he's made.
Yeah. Ajax fans in general, they know what their club's about, produce great talent, and they're resigned to losing them somewhere. I remember the same for Van der Beek when he signed for United. It was kind of like a good luck.
Sure.
There wasn't no hard feelings with it all. Similar to Timber now. I think similar to Dortmund. Some clubs know what they're about and the way it goes, and they're content with it. But we got the Ajax fan. I mean, the Ajax goodbye video was better than.
You watched it?
Well, a bit of it, before we went live.
Yeah. It was. I thought it was really good. I mean, okay, some might say it was a little. I don't know. It was clearly trying to play on the heartstrings a little bit.
Emotional.
But I liked it. I thought it was quite sweet. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But Ajax posted their own goodbye video, and he's in a locker packing his stuff, and Ajax fans come, young Ajax academy players or fans, and they're sort of saying, "Oh, we want to grow up to be like you," or whatever. And he just sort of says, about talent and hard work, and there's some nice lines. And then Ajax drop a line where they have an Arsenal fan in there in an Arsenal shirt, sort of waiting to greet him, which I thought was quite cool. And then they said something like "London, be ready." I was like, "This is cool." This is like, I like this. This is a really kind of, they're hyping it more than we are.
Yeah, they're gassed for us. They're gassed for us.
There we go.
Be Real.
That's the announcement. No, look, fair play. AFTV should take over, says you already know.
Yeah, our welcome vids are better than Arsenal's, I'll be honest with you.
But in fairness, I don't think we can take credit. It's all Cecil. I want everyone to know.
Jason.
And Jason. Cecil, Jason, Joe as well in the background. Big up Joe, production team. We have nothing to do with it. I also don't want to claim any of them because, quite frankly, if they flop, there's a lot of material there.
That Robbie dancing to Partey, it done the rounds for a couple of years. That's for sure.
Well, he's got he's yelling timber or something in the last one, the judges. So fair play to them all. No, they're great. They are great. Declan Rice is going to be announced today, says Tamina. Well, there was a report from John Cross saying that it's all done. Like it's all, and saying that there was going to be an announcement. So I don't know. He's been very reliable on news this summer with Arsenal. So let's see. Would it be a double announcement in one day? I'd be surprised. I think it's more likely to be tomorrow. I think Declan Rice, they'll give it. Especially because the Timber one's a big signing. It's one of those where, like, obviously going on tour, we're happy we've got sort of our main bulk of business done. But if we only had Havertz and Timber, I think we'd still be disappointed. But this would feel like an even bigger signing. It's just that the Rice one is so massive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's 105 million.
Yeah.
So I think they should just give Timber that sign of the day to
I think they will.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if the Rice one comes out today. I would probably expect it tomorrow morning, midday. Get as many clicks out of this one as possible, and then move on to Rice.
Ollie320 says this is a great signing by Arsenal. I think we all agree with that. Declan Rice shirt number will be number 41, says Tamina's got sources. These pictures were days ago, have you noticed, says Arsenalist. Well, yeah, they'd have done the media duties a long time ago. I'm not thinking that they just quickly did it this morning. You know, it would have been probably about a week it's taken.
Yeah, because last Friday was the medical.
Yeah, so they'd have done it all around then, around Cologne and stuff. But there's lots of sort of content out on Arsenal. That will be the first interview, his first day at Arsenal, all that. So I'm sure we'll all indulge in that. Let's do one last time, the Timber conversation. He's going to be wearing number 12. He's a centre-back / right-back. Do we know, because I asked, it's a little spoiler for talking transfers coming out later, I asked whether Ben White was a guaranteed starter next year, and a lot of that was geared to the fact that you've got a Timber now in the squad. But how do you see Arteta playing with the dynamics? And, you know, you were making an interesting point in that show, again, I keep spoiling it, but about how Havertz's use of midfield might tinker the way we do things around him. So how do you kind of see him fitting in? Is he going to have to earn his place in the team? Here's a £40 million signing.
100%. He's got to earn his place. I mean, there's no displacing Ben White from the get-go. Ben White deserves his right-back slot. So I assume Ben White will start the season in right-back, and all this means is there's competition, and that's what is necessary in every top club, every great club that has ambitions of winning the major honours. You need competition, and Timber brings that, not only to Ben White, but to Saliba as well.
Yeah.
Maybe even Gabriel, people are, insinuating he could possibly partner Saliba. So what Timber brings is competition across the back line. And that's something we all needed. There was one position defensively that we needed to bring cover in, and that was the right back / right centre back part of the pitch. And he covers that and more, in my opinion, because he can also step up and become somewhat of a midfielder in transition.
We have so many options there now. And look, I don't mean to keep sort of flogging a dead horse when I bring up the likes of Cedric and Holding and stuff, but last year I think there was a bit of a fear of, well, if White gets injured, who plays? Because Tomiyasu's had his injury problems. We know he's fit now. Obviously, with Saliba getting injured, Rob Holding was kind of the understudy. We have so many options now for what you just said, that right back / right centre back role. Tomiyasu, White and Timber, all three can do it.
Yeah.
We're very well stocked there. You'd hope that not just in terms of injuries and replacements were sorted, but I'm talking in terms of rotating the squad. When we are playing a game on a Sunday, a Wednesday and a Saturday, 3 games in a week, we're able just to alternate the 3 and just keep it moving.
And it can spring surprises on the opposition as well.
Yeah.
Because now what you have is players very fluid in their positions. So going into different games, you can have an inverted Zinchenko and a Ben White that slots into a back 3.
Yeah.
But now you can have an inverted Timber and a Tierney or a Kivio that slots into a back 3.
Yeah, very true.
So it poses different options for Mikel and different questions to answer for the opposition, and Pep Guardiola in particular, because as much as we done great last season to get to that final hurdle and eventually fall, against Man City, that's the proof's in the pudding. 3 games, 3 losses, goals conceded, and we didn't really make our mark. So that is the one I'm looking for this season, and I think options like Timber will aid us in that development. Yeah,
go watch In Focus as well. There is one on Jury and Timber, and there was also an interview with Juan from We Are Ajax. Go check out We Are Ajax, by the way, and go check out that interview as well, because he really broke down his strengths, his weaknesses. Actually talked about how this wasn't the best season for Timber, but he still showed immense promise, and a lot of that is down to the change of the defence around him. So he applied some great context to some of the shortcomings, but talked about his immense potential as well. So I really encourage you to go watch all that content. It's out on AFTV now. I want to take something that I discussed a little bit on that In Focus. John Stones came into midfield a lot, and I think there are very few centre backs who are as good at defending as. Okay, not as good as John Stones, there are very few, but who are very, very accomplished defenders, but move into midfield and make it look so unbelievably seamless, like he's been playing there all his life. Now, I'm not saying Jurriën Timber can necessarily do that, but you watch the highlights and you're going to get 10 minutes in a row of just him dribbling into midfield, taking passes, playing 1-2 combinations, all that, comfort on the ball. Is there a chance that he allows us as well to shift the dynamic in terms of maybe being a centre-back that comes into midfield? And people will go, oh, you're copying Pep. Arteta did a lot of this first. But I just wonder whether he gives us that different dynamic as well, maybe helps Partey in that area as well.
Yeah, I can see it. But the thing about it is most of our defenders offer that. I think Saliba has all the attributes to step in, into the midfield.
Yeah, maybe.
When you step in the midfield, listen, you need to be good on the ball. That's a given. But you need to be composed as well. You can be good on the ball, but in tight pressure cooker situations, panic or make the wrong decision. You need to be composed, and that's what Stones is good at.
Yeah.
I see that in Saliba a hell of a lot, because even last line, he's composed on the ball, let alone having that cover behind him. So I think Saliba can step up. Yeah. I think Timber can invert into that position from the right. Zinchenko's done it already.
Yeah.
Ben White can. We haven't seen him utilised in that manner by Mikel yet. Which probably leads me to believe he's not comfortable with Ben White slotting into a midfield position. But we have multiple players that can do that, and Timber is definitely one of them. And maybe starting a Timber and allowing Saliba to step up might be Arteta's plan. There's so many different options now, in my opinion, defensively, how we set up in terms of the attacking transition. That it's going to be intriguing to see how we manoeuvre it. Champions League football as well poses different questions, different threats. So I like how we're stacked defensively. Listen, compare our defence to what it was 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Oh, let's do it.
Nah, don't do it.
Arsenal squad 2019-20. Should we go that one, or do you want to go for another year?
You can go any one of those years and we was fucked. So Mustafi, Louise, Mari.
Let's compare them. So Cedric was there apparently. Well, he came in January. Yeah. Chambers, Louise, Bellerin, Holding, Kolasinac, Mustafi, Mari signed by Arteta, Socrates, Tierney. That was our list of defenders going into the 1920 season.
What a list. What a list. And look how far we've come. The proof's in the pudding. That list there compared to what we have now.
Any club legends in there for you?
Yeah, 90% of them.
To now, William Saliba, Kieran Tierney, Ben White, Gabriel, Jakub Kivior, Rob Holding, Cedric.
Leave out Rob Holding, please.
Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, Trusty, Timber. Listen, it's a lot better, right?
Yeah.
And then we know a few of those are going to go. I didn't even say Tavares. Look, I think it's I think it's a really, really great signing, this Timber one. And I think of all the signings we've made, we talked about some Forever Arsenal. It's the one that I think everyone's the most sure about in terms of, we get it. Oh yeah, that perfect. Yeah. And I think if you'd ask a lot of people, I don't like the expression "gun to your head," but when it's like, say we just beat Wolves 5-0 on the final day. The day after, it's like, right, we need a centre back who can also play right back. Who would you want of everyone in the world? I think Timber would have made most people's list. They'd have said Kyle Walker. I don't know, seen Pavard linked to City, but I think Timber would have definitely been one of the names. I just don't think any of us thought that Arsenal would be so proactive, and they have been. They've been incredibly proactive, got it done. I mean, the thing is, it's probably felt more proactive a month ago when it was all happening.
Yeah.
And it's just taken so long to get it done that actually to have it done 2-3 days before tour is actually about what I think that would have been the bare minimum for Arsenal for me. I'd have expected. But look, they got ahead with this deal early, and we've been hearing about it, and now it's all done. Yeah,
listen, I mean, with this position, I thought it would be, the under the radar signing. I know we were linked to Cancelo, and we've been linked to Fresneda as well. In my opinion, we've got the one that I would have probably put ahead of them, even though I've seen a lot more Cancelo, and I've heard a lot of good things about Fresneda. I think Timber's at the right age, the right profile. He's got the right strengths, attributes to succeed in this system. So you're right. I think he would have been in everyone's top 5 selections for that new centre back, right back. It's just that I thought we would have spent the bulk on the midfield, and defensively we would have brought in someone under the radar that we would have learnt about along the way.
Bit like Kivior was.
Yeah, similar.
Because Kivior was a £20 million signing, wasn't he?
22, I think.
Yeah, 22. There you go. So look, he spent some money on that defence, and you know. So now what have we got? White and Tomiyasu for right back, Saliba and Timber for centre back, right centre back, Gabriel and Kivior, Zinchenko, Tierney.
Solid.
That's very good.
That's proper.
That is proper. Because if our reserve defence is Tomiyasu, Timber, Kivior, and Tierney, you're going to a cup game with that. You're feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, 100%. That'd essentially be our League Cup defence.
Yeah,
and maybe the lighter FA Cup ties.
Well, that defence starts 4 years ago when Arteta joined.
Oh, 100%. Oh, please, we might start 4 years ago.
Do you think we would? I'm not sure. Dave says, I hope he has a good 45-minute debut or he's written off.
Well, have a lot of people written off Havertz after yesterday?
I don't know.
Oh, is that who he must be talking about? That's the only debut we had. I don't know.
Probably. I mean, that is probably what he's referring to.
But go to the transfer show and you'll get a bit more of an insight into why I believe that it wasn't the best debut for him.
Yeah, that's out later tonight. All right. Look, not much more to be said, really. Jurrien Timber, and he's Jurrien. I've just seen someone tell me how to pronounce it. Apparently it's pronounced Jurrien Timber, is a gunner. We all knew it. Now we know it. Now we can go and indulge in all the content and everything. That's all the interviews, his first day at Arsenal, behind the scenes, all that. Go check it out. But more importantly, go check out Cecil's welcome video, interview with We Talk Ajax, and an In Focus video if you really want to get to know everything about Jurrien Timber. And go check out all the other forever Arsenals that we've talked about as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of talk about him, but he's here. I'm really glad about it. Turkish, thank you for joining me. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed this. We will be keeping up with all the breaking news. Hopefully Declan Rice announced very soon as well. And then we know he's on the plane-ish. We know most of them. We know who we want on the plane. And we'll be out there, of course, in the United States. I don't know if we've really told you about that enough. We will be there following Arsenal across the states. They're going to Washington, then to New York, then to LA. We'll be watching it, we'll covering it, we'll chatting to the fans out there. If you are all out there, let us know in the comments and just go hit up all the Arsenal events. We'll see you there. Okay, see you later.
Love.